Liverpool against Man United at the midweek. Just taking the piss out of Man United, honestly. The most passes Man United connected were at halftime when the ref was getting his audio fixed. I don't know if you saw that video of them stringing passes and the fans doing the oi. Oh my word, what an awful Man United performance.
It was... I mean, from a neutral perspective, it's a shit game. You don't want to see a game like that. Two of the most storied clubs in world football, and over the course of the season, 9-0 on aggregate. It's insane. It's never been done. Unheard of. For us to go out, put a 5-0 at Old Trafford, come back to Anfield in the position that we're in, playing a game every 3 fucking days for the next 2 months. It's tough. 4 minutes in, we get a beautiful goal. Harry Maguire doing Harry Maguire things. Just caught in no man's land. When I saw that lineup, 6-0. I said 6-0.
Phil Jones, and Lindelof too. Lindelof is slow. Him and Jones, I mean, you're already leaving Maguire out to dry, and Maguire does make his own individual errors positionally. Hate Man United fans for all the shit they put him through with earlier today, threats of his house being bombed, police sniffing dogs had to go in. That's insane.
That's not banter.
Yeah, performance-wise, no, it was not the best game from Harry Maguire, but putting Phil Jones and Victor Lindelof next to him just isn't the answer either.
No, especially with Mo Salah and Trent bombing down the wing, just left untouched. Maguire was literally in the only spot he did not want to be in. He was like right in that 10, 12-yard range where it's like, okay, I'm not far enough back to cover, but I'm not close enough to apply pressure. And Mane made him pay for it. Mane in this 9 role has been absolutely unbelievable. And we saw more flashes of it with his pass over the top to Mo for the assist. But just from start to finish, it was a masterclass. Came out a little slow at the half, albeit. I think in part that comes down to the referee having his audio equipment switch. It's slow. Like, why are we having officials stripping on national television? I don't know. We'll see what the ratings did, but no, like it was one of those games where you just feel like something special's happening.
Yeah.
You know, we go out, we put a 4-0 pummeling to United. Salah breaks the goal drought. We have Diaz hitting the score sheet, Mane hitting the score sheet. Unbelievable team goals, and then don't even get me started on Thiago in the midfield.
Maestro.
What are your thoughts on that?
Maestro. Yeah, I thought that was the best game Thiago's played in a Liverpool shirt. Some people might say this is a stretch. He might be one of the most technically gifted players I've ever seen in a Liverpool shirt. I'm not saying like winning the most things or whatever. I think he might be the most technically gifted. The way he just makes passing look different. The way his hips move on the ball as well. He opens himself up like no one I've ever seen kick a ball. It's a very unique thing to watch, and any aspiring young soccer player that plays midfield and wants to learn, sit there and watch Thiago for 90 minutes because it is simply a joy and one of the more fun games I've had watching a Liverpool player because he was taking the piss out of that Man United midfield. And my other thing with this is that I don't know what Ranić was thinking playing 5 or 3 at the back with the 2 kind of wing backs, because they essentially took a player out of their midfield and Mane was playing a false 9. So essentially they had 3 center backs really guarding no one. So they're just going to get passed around the entire game, and that's exactly what happened. Liverpool took them right out of position right from the beginning, and really just made it easy for us, and that's all it was. There was a tactical ineptness from Ranić, I thought, in this game, and then the players just did the rest of the work for him.
Gifted us 3 points.
Yeah, exactly.
you want to just quickly touch on on the stats that Thiago produced?
Yeah, I would love to actually.
So let me get those pulled up real quick.
Also, thought Trent had another really good defensive game.
Trent had an unbelievable defensive game.
Against Rashford, who usually gives him trouble. There was that one where Rashford almost got inside him, and Trent got a lucky bounce cut in front of him, but I thought he played well all night.
But Rashford also had his like just abysmal first touches.
Yeah.
Like that he was clear on what was it, right at the start of the second half. He had that ball lobbed over the top to him, and he just boots it right into Allison. Like those are just little things that, when it comes down to the grand scheme of things, are going to kill a team throughout a season.
Yeah.
Just little things from a player who should be producing.
His
And
confidence is gone.
Confidence is gone. There's nobody that's wanting to fight for it in that United side. But anyway, Thiago versus Manchester United. 3 key passes only. 2 interceptions. 3 tackles won. 3 successful dribbles. 7 ground duels won. There was like a 5-minute stretch in the second half where he hit 3 of the nicest slide tackles I've ever seen.
The one at midfield, I audibly gasped. He came out of nowhere, and it was just like, it could have been, it's one of those ones that could be a bad challenge because there's such a big lead up into it, and he just took the ball and started running with it.
It was gorgeous. 129 touches. And this is where the stats get crazy, Josh. He completed 105 out of 110 passes. 95% passing. 100% long balls completed, 6 for 6. And 100% take on success. He went 3 for 3.
Crazy.
Just unbelievable game out of a midfielder who I don't think has had his fair shake. I think with the first year, the COVID year, all the injuries and all the little illnesses that he's picked up throughout his tenure here, he still hasn't been able to really get the time and the stage to perform and do what he does. And I think United was just an absolute masterclass showing who he is as a footballer. It was beautiful.
And not to be you hit that nail on head again. And not to be repetitive, because I know I said it in the last game against Man City, but Sadio Mane, again, in the big games, there was so much talk in the kind of beginning half of the season of if Mane is going to move on. I mean, I remember when he went to AFCON, people were even shouting out like Marseille as like a transfer destination for him. That man is not leaving Liverpool. He's going to sign the thing, I think stay for a couple more years. He has been superb this season, scoring in the big games when it matters. Not only gets a goal, but a wonderful, wonderful assist to Mo Salah. The way he turns his head.
To cap off arguably the best team goal I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, the string of passes was like 50 seconds long. If you watch like the whole thing from when we got possession to, it might have been longer than 50 seconds even. Joel Matip getting involved, that little dinger pass he hits, it comes right back to him. Just unreal. Beautiful performance.
There's not much more to say about